The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Tiger Technician Hour with your host, Basil Chapman. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Now, Basil Chapman.
Good morning, everyone. Basil Chapman. This is the Tiger Technicians Hour. You remember I follow Tommy's show, the morning market kickoff at 9 o'clock. So this is the 10 o'clock show, and we're looking at the Dow up 222 at 47,856. Who would have thought that after the selling pressure with Microsoft down 11 points at 530, that you would see the Dow actually up 229? Well, you've got one little baby going very nicely to the upside, and that is Caterpillar, one of my favorites, which we don't own. I've spoken about it forever, and here it is, an all-time high. Unbelievable, almost an all-time high at 591. Okay, so let's just go through this very carefully, right? So the Dow, so first of all, let me just grab this chart right here. Is this the one? Yes. So in the Chapman methodology, I have one very simple technique that I developed from way, way back. I'm talking about decades ago. Identify the lowest bar and then count each successively higher high. And initially, all I was looking for was 4 higher peaks. Peak A is the first, peak B is the second, higher peak C is the third, and fourth is peak D. Then I found that you can go E, F, and G. There's never an H, right? It's almost like music. You got your 4 quadrants, you got your 2 quadrants. But in the meantime, what we're looking for is that when you get a buy signal and then it gets upgraded from a buy signal to a buy mode, the implication is invariably, when I say invariably, I really do mean a majority of the time, the price will go to a D. At D, other things can happen. So your obligation is go buy signal to buy mode, get to a D, then assess and reassess. And if it goes higher within 3 bars, it becomes Chapman Wave instant restart, or it could even have a very sharp pullback. Could go to an E, F, or G. But the most important thing is get you to that 4th highest peak. Well, we're there. We went to, we're at the 3rd highest peak. We need to get there. So we need to go above yesterday's high. I did in every chart except this one, 47,881.46. If I can remember what I just said, 477. I think it was 878. Oh, that was dumb. 48040. Of course, I typed that many times. I don't know why I forgot that. 48,040. There we go. So within this context, what we need to see, now it gets a little complicated, but I need to explain it. So if we go 1 penny above yesterday's high today, it extends leg C. I think that's going to be tough to do. But if we go to 48,040.65, 1 penny higher, tomorrow, let's just say Apple's part of the Dow. So let's just say tomorrow we go that high. Well, what will happen is with Apple coming out of the earnings after the bell, that'll go to a leg D. Well, we're above the Chapman Wave inside track and repellent zone in the daily chart. We're not yet, we just kind of snuck above it, but in the weekly chart, we're kind of just there. Most importantly, the weekly chart has a leg C. So that means it too has to pull back and then go to a D. And then we can see whether or not we get a very sharp pullback. But this is what I'm really looking at, that if on Monday being November the 3rd, if any time in November, any index goes to a higher high, those monthly leg A's continue, and you can't get a peak A until all the way to the last day of December. That's just on a technical basis. Why? Because if this A extends into November, then this bar has to wait for all of December to have a lower high, and that creates a peak A. So with that said, it's a very important moment. Dow's up 216, Now it's getting more refined. It's fewer and fewer stocks doing it, but it's there. The 9-period moving average is way over the 14. The MACD is still expanding the histogram. The stochastic's at 91%. The on-balance volume has just gone, that blue line has gone a little bit overboard. The relative strength is not as good as it was at the high of the 3rd of October, where it went to 47,049. Remember, we went to 1,000 points higher than that just the other day, after stumbling, going down to 40,452. So that's very interesting. I see nothing yet other than the Fed saying they're not sure about December. I don't see any bad news that says, watch out. This could, and in fact, I should make this gray because it should go to a higher high. All right, make it even lighter. It's just for my reference. There, I'll make it very light. There you go. Okay, so that's the Dow. Look at the S&P. Oh, I don't want to take too much time on all of this. A bunch of questions came in. All right, let me do this quickly. Peak C at 69.20.34 yesterday. It pulled back quite sharply today. It went much lower. It went down to the 68.34 level. Now it's at 68.68. That's 30 points higher. That's good action. So once again, Apple's in the S&P. You'll need more than Apple, but whatever it is, maybe Amazon, whatever it is, if we get that spike tomorrow or Monday, it'll go to leg D. Now, why do I make a fuss? Because this could be an alternate count because it didn't take out the low, the starting point right there of the 9th of September at 64.83. So this, in fact, could be just D, parallel high, E/C. And they could say, oh, you're ready for a turn down. I don't like to do that. That doesn't make sense. Okay, the weekly chart is still fantastic. Monthly chart is still a leg A, huge leg A from 48.35.04 to where we were yesterday, 69. I mean, that's amazing, right? Look at the QQQ, 1, 2, 3. There we go. Same thing. Peak C today, if there's no new high above 637.01. But look, it's still holding well. It's way above the 9-period moving average. The 9-period moving average is way above the 14. The MACD is still very strong. Relative strength is it's a little weaker than it was before. The stochastic at 95.97% is fabulous. That's what you want in a bull phase. And the on-balance volume is barely pulled back from being a tad overbought. And you've gone to the upper channel resistance level in a leg D in the weekly chart and a leg A in the monthly. Good griefers. IWM. IWM is right now down. It was down. Now it's up 22 cents. At 246.99, 247. Yeah, it's just stuck in this range. I drew the rectangle. It's kind of stuck in this rectangle. Nothing to see here at the moment. All right, but it's still the 9's over the 14. MACD's weak, very weak. Stochastic weak at 71%, and the unbalanced ones are weak. Now, one of the things is that the yields and all, those are starting to affect, and the lower oil prices, those are starting to impact the IWM a little bit more than it did. I hear the music, and I just want to do this quickly. Look at the SMHs. Leg C, maybe a peak C today. No other way I can count that. It should go to a D. And I'll be back in a moment. Basil Chapman, Dow's up 217, S&P's down 20.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den, hosted at Discord. TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Hi folks, we're back. I didn't have a chance. 372.78 was the high yesterday in the SMH's semiconductors. At a peak C, it should go, one of these things should go to D's. I don't know when they can do that because they're not acting all that well today. Okay, look. The price is beautiful. 9's over the 14. The MACD is still expanding. Yeah, just about. Well, the day's young, so this could still be expanding. And the stochastics at 93%. On-balance volume is just pulled back a tad. Relative strength is still good, but not as good as it was at the high of the 6th of October. But it's still pretty good. So Van Eck Semiconductor should go higher. So I say should, but it hasn't heard me. Okay. So with that said, I want you to just go back to the gold. Gold is up 17 at 4,017, but the 9-period moving average has, the day is young, so it might change by the end of the day. But so far, this is the first time. This is what a beautiful technique it is. Maybe I should just go here and I'll show you something. Well, first of all, let me go right back here to say when the 9-period moving average goes positive in the gold contract back in the 26th of August, look at that. Now, I want to show you this. Look at that. I want to show you this right here. Yeah, look at this. This is the gold contract. When it crossed positive right there, it stayed positive all the way. So I said that a few days ago, gold is given a sell signal and is extended now to a sell mode. And today we've got the 9-period moving. By the end of the day, this S could disappear because it means that the 9-period moving average has gone underneath the black 14-period moving average right now. Therefore, it's about to change to pink. And I have to wait. It's a daily chart, so you have to wait for the end of the day. So far, look at silver. A few days ago, it turned pink. It's actually up a little bit today. Silver is up 59 cents at 48.51. So let me show you something else. Look at the SMHs. All the way from that September, was it October? September the 9th, it goes pink. It goes from pink to green. But look at this. From the start, back in April, it turned up, but it only crossed positive on the 28th of April. It went green all the way, and then just for a week, it went pink right there. That was the beginning of September let me give you the dates. That was the 2nd of September to the 9th. And then went back to green, and it's still green. So, and let me show you the S&P, SPX.X. This is it goes green when the 9's over the 14, exponential moving average, and it goes pink when it's under. And look at this, S&P, just a very brief sojourn to the pink side for 2 bars. It's just 2 days. That was October 16th and 18th, 16th and 17th. Yeah. Isn't that amazing? And back to green. So this is really very important to me because it's telling me that I don't want to get in front of the freight. Let me just see. In front of this freight train by going short too soon anywhere. You'll have time. So this means I've got a down arrow in the gold. I've got a down arrow in the daily chart, not the weeklies. The weeklies are still very good. And that's why we've kept our just a very small core positions of the gold and the silver after having taken real nice profits. So here we go to silver. GDX comes first. GDX had a target by today or tomorrow of 67.26, but instead what it did is it went down to 68.13. 4 sessions ago. Now it's bouncing a little bit. That's a good sign. Okay, let's go to silver. Just based on this, I've got the down arrow already in place, having a nice move up today. But that pink 9-period moving average needs to go a little higher. It could go back to green if it goes to 49.20. It's at 48.51 right now. Okay, crude oil. Look at this. It went green, but it's not doing very much. 0.30 up, down 35 cents at 60.13. All right, so I did that. TLT made a peak D, double top, and I can't put a down arrow in, but it's very close. So how important are those Ds? Look at this. Here's the E-mini. It just made a peak D. It went from that fabulous run at 9:40 this morning. That was at 67.75, and the E-mini went above for a whole chunk of bars above the 200-period moving average all the way to this high right here of 69.13.75. Peak D in the 1-minute chart, and now it's pulled back. It's underneath the 200-period moving average, and look what happened here in the 5-minute chart. Had got repelled at peak E way back at 7:30 this morning, comes tumbling down to the low of 68, 67. There's a big bounce, and it kind of arches over, and it's kind of fading. All right, so just wanted to go through that. Now have a look at this. Here is the TLT, just pulling back, made the dreaded H. What's the dreaded H? The Chapman wave methodology. When you come down sharply, especially when you come down from a peak D, E, or F, and then you have a bounce and you fared at a peak A or B, take out the left side low, you got to be careful. You can do a 1-2-1 to the downside. Wow, 1-2-1 to the downside. We've almost done that in the TLT. That means that the TBT, which is the opposite, should be rallying. Well, lo and behold, look at this. TBT, remember we spoke about this tiny doji candle trough F the other day, and I said, is this going to be a dreaded H pattern by coming back to retest? No, look, it's peak A and it's peak B. And this, I think, is part of what we might be looking at in terms, when I say bad news, you need bad news that permeates the market and then becomes the theme all the way around. Every time you hear the news, they talk about tariffs or rates or whatever it is. We haven't got there yet, but we're getting close. And look, the 200-period moving average became a bouncing off point for the TBT Ultra Short Limit 20-year Treasury Bond Fund. And let's just do this, TNX, TNX.X. That is not Texas Instruments. Probably that is TNX.X. Yeah, having a bit of a bounce. Look at that. This is the 10-year yield. Peak A, leg B. So there are signs that are saying that we might start to slide. Now, here's the question that comes in. I'm asking it. Nobody seems to have asked it, but I am going to ask it. Wait, I had let me do this first. I had a question about, Dash. D-A-S-H, DoorDash, D-A-S-H, DoorDash. Trading at 259.47, down 6.59. Dreaded H pattern potential, peak D. How important is the peak D? Oh, I forgot all about this. There was a Chapman Wave instant restart at that peak D back in September, right? There's September the 11th. Yeah. Yep, the 11th. And within 3 bars, it goes to a leg E. However, that leg E also saw a drop below the trough after D. Whenever I see that, I type in unconventional flat base restart back to 255. That was the low. I think it was 255. The low is 253.86. I have 255. Well, what does it do? It goes to the peak E/A, F/B, G/C, and then it goes to the D right there. On the 16th of October, it goes to 285.50, and lo and behold, it plunges right down to 246.72. Isn't that amazing? Arches over. I'll be back. Powers up 267, 257. S&P's down 31.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstack's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstack releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Building wealth trading in the stock market seems impossible to most people. They think it's too volatile and risky. Most people aren't going to take the time to educate themselves on how to do it right. But you're not most people, are you? At TFNN, you'll get the guidance you need to refine your strategies and techniques to invest like a pro. Because you'll be a pro. All TFNN subscriptions, books, software, and courses are available at TFNN.com. And I'm even going to tell you how to get them for less. Use TFNN's Tiger Dollars and you'll get up to a 20% bonus on your purchase. And once you apply them to your account, Tiger Dollars are automatically used for all future or recurring charges. Tiger Dollars also never expire, are fully transferable, and are a great way to add savings to your newsletters or services. Become the investor you were born to be at TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
This portion of the Tiger Technicians Hour is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direction.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risks, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direction.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foresight Fund Services, LLC.
Hi folks, so let me just do this here. So this is a peak D made arch formation in DoorDash. So it hasn't done it yet, but the technicals are starting to weaken. It's made a peak A right here, an A, and uppercase on the way up, and it's arching over. Will it make a dreaded H? Well, it failed already. Now this is a very interesting pattern. I call it, this is like the Bart Simpson hairstyle, that spiky hairstyle. What happens when you make a peak D, and within, this is not Technical Friday. I'm not going to waste time. I'll do it tomorrow. I'm just going to say, when it does this Chapman wave unconventional fact-based restart, it just keeps coming back to this level, no matter how high it goes and no matter what letter it goes to. And when it breaks down, it goes plunging below that trough after the one that failed after D. This is exactly what it did. Now it's rallying, but the technicals are still both in the daily and the weekly, even though the 9-period moving average is very strong over the 14. The MACD is weak. The relative strength here, the gray line is weak. Stochastic is at 58%. I think it's going to test over the next week or two. I think it will test, DoorDash will test the low of 246.72, which was the low of the 23rd of October. If it closes, I would just put it even under 257 as the 258.60 right now. Okay, hope that helps you. And the upside is very limited in this particular pattern. I think if it does have a bounce, it will stall at 263 to 265, if it even can get there. Okay, I hope that helps you. Now, let me just do this. I've got a couple of questions. I want to do those, but I've written down, I always write down everything I want to do, and then the show comes along and I forget to look down. Well, there's so many questions that come in, like FXI. I just need to do that real quickly. FXI is starting to pull back. Peak D. How many peak Ds? It made a round number 42 peak D back in early October, plunged down to the 38s, then bounced all the way to the 41s. Now peak D and it's down 73%, 70.73 at 40.23. This is arching over. This is almost, I don't want to get into this, the technical stuff. Let me just say. So on Monday, what I wanted to say is, we're talking about gold, and I completely forgot to mention this. Over the weekend, I was sitting next to someone at a dinner, and there's a jeweler. I happen to recognize the name. I've seen it advertised on the Boston television stations, and just out of the blue, he tells me he's doing. We got just mentioned the gold, and he suddenly said, "I can't believe it." He says, "For the last year, we've been doing $1 million a month." $1 million. This is so small. I don't think he's a big jeweler. He hasn't got other branches. He's just one place. $1 million a month. So I said to myself, "Woo!" And he kind of almost volunteered that. I said, "Oh boy, maybe that's a top," patting himself on the back. Okay, so that is the gold. That's what I wanted to mention. Number one. Number two is, let me just go through these. I did that. I spoke about that. I just want you to show you this particular pattern. Wow, am I correct? Is this the one, MP? Yeah. So people ask me, can you show examples of particular patterns you always talk about? So here's the Eiffel Tower. Look, straight up, straight down. It's not even a pyramid. It's just an Eiffel Tower, straight up, straight down. That is MP, which is MP Materials Corporation, down 63 cents today, 63.77. It hit 100.25. That was, I'm just looking for round numbers. Yes, 97 round number high the day after it made its most recent multi-year high at 100.25 on the 14th. Next day it has a round number open and high, all the way down, 63. Boy, I can't believe how many techniques. I've got a list out there of Chapman wave techniques that are proprietary in the sense that I developed them. but they're public because I always talk about them. Maybe I'll get my CD one of these days, get it working again, and I'll show you all these different things. So that's that. Yeah, and the SMHs, I had... Yeah, so the SMHs, I just wanted to show you one other thing, and then I can go back to the questions. SMHs, what I wanted to show you was the weekly 9-period exponential moving is one thing, but look at the monthly. Going back from right there where it went green, that was March of 2023. Let's go to the high, not 116 low, but 131 high. And here it is at 366, and it's still green. And I must be crazy. I believe this is a leg A. All right, tomorrow I'll go through it again. People ask me, could I go through that whole thing about it failing under the peak A, going to a D? Yeah, I'll talk about that now. Question came in about UAV. UAV, please, Basil, just sold some of the drones to the U.S. Army. Yeah, I have UAVs. So I had this notated, and I couldn't understand. This is a stock that was trading. I think something's wrong here. This is Ag Eagle Aerial something. Aerial Systems. So this is a stock that had a little bit of a rally once upon a time. It went to, in February of 2021, some of you might not have been born, but February of 2021, it only hit, it had a high of 17,679.99. Gosh, it missed a round number by a penny. All right. And then it had a low back in May of this year at 72 cents. Now, I'm not sure if you can call that 100% just about. It's 99.99% decline. But now it's, and then the other day it popped to 280 or something like that, and now it's at 187. I followed this, and I haven't notated it. I've got an ABC in the weekly chart, and then it pulls back, so another AB. So this is a weird, I mean, I don't even know what to do with this. But as a sort of kind of a spec, and I did read that just recently, drones, sold drones to the U.S. Army. It's trading at $1.88. Wow. If you want to just buy, some and then put it in the drawer, that's all I would do. I don't want to even discuss it other than to say if it can get to 220 by next week, close above 220, you could have another big run. But it's really kind of stuck in the lower range. If it drops under 180, it's just stuck there for a while until news comes again. So this is the third drawer in your bureau that you can buy it and put the paper or whatever it is. You just put it aside and you say, hey, wake me up. Have a little alarm bell that says, when you're at $3.20, wake me up. Okay, and that's all I can say. I'll be back in a moment. Dow's up 305. S&P's down 22. What a bifurcated market.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Hi folks, a couple of things that I want to look at here. A question about MU. So Micron has just been on an absolute tear. People don't often talk about MU and Micron. Look at this leg. This I'm calling it a leg D in the monthly chart. It actually could be a D/B. I should put that in there. D/B trading down right now 7 cents. D/B. Okay, and look at this leg D in the weekly chart. Peak E, there was a 1-to-1. I drew this in a little while ago. I completely forgot about from the last peak D. There was a pullback, right? Oh, pullback. Come on, you know the wrong thing. They are. Pullback, and then it did a 1-to-1 to the upside. Should have been from there, right? Okay, and that should take you to somewhere around 235, and the high yesterday was 232.40, so it hasn't quite got there yet. Yeah, this is fantastic. And look at this, the 9-period moving average there as well. And even, yeah, it just went 1 month pink in the 9-period moving average. So this is great. It looks like the 209 to 200 area is very strong support for November. But if it breaks above, it could go quite a bit higher. Let's go to the next question came in. That was Micron. Oh, Robinhood. I should say that we have, for disclosure purposes, we do have Robinhood. 143.40, down 134. It's in this higher trading band. It wouldn't take much to have a little spike to the upside, but it is impacted because Bitcoin is acting so weak. And I think there are a lot of people in Robinhood that go to Bitcoin, go to gold, and they both pulling back, and yet it's holding pretty darn well. Bitcoin is down 1,000. I've been warning about this, saying I think it's stuck. But if it does take out the 105 on 104,000 on a closing basis, I think it goes lower. We are long, but we've taken nice profits, just kept a little bit of a core position. Okay, so I'm watching that very closely. So here we go. Wrote it down, did that. Yes. So let me do a couple of things here. Within the context of what we're looking at today, because in the Chapman Wave methodology, when you get to Ds, and especially in the Dow, when I get to a D, that's where we start looking to say, okay, is this a chance now that we're going to have a pullback? Is this where we want to set up some kind of an insurance or some kind of a short position? We'll see about that. But look what we've done. INGU, the Dow right now is up 330. Look at this. It's almost at yesterday's 48,040 high. I can't believe it. I'm not complaining because we're long. 47,991 right now. 47,968, up 334. So if this makes a leg C today, you can't get a leg D or a peak D until Monday or Tuesday. That means that in November, this is still leg A in the monthly chart. Unbelievable. Look at the S&P, still very weak. Down 19, down 20 at 68.71. This looks like it needs some kind of trigger to get to the to be able to get to that area of 69.20.35, 1 penny above to start a leg D. So I'm just putting this in context to try to say, even when it goes to the D, all the technicals are still very strong. And if you don't have bad news, then you're not going to get what we talk about, what I talk about, is that you got to infiltrate the media. Every bit of news has to be saying, oh, the market's worried about, and then name X or whatever it is, a bunch of things. And all I can say is that until you get that, you've got to consider that within the context of making some kind of a top, you haven't yet done that. We haven't got it in terms of making a top that has bad news. All right. So I don't want to get in front of it. Everything so far is positive. Question came in about, where was it? Could the IWM, is it telling us that we could go much higher? Well, it is to a certain extent. It's saying, look, IWM on a monthly basis broke out, and I have this also as a leg A, and the weekly chart, look at this, it's done the left side, right side price time match. Look at that. All right, I chose not the low of this low right here in April, the week of that was the 7th of April, as the low of 171.73. I had to move it to this little doji candle right here, and it's already done that. It's broken above it. So all I can say is that I don't know what's going to do it, but this is fabulous action in the Russell, the small caps. But the Russell small caps are just by themselves. Look, you've got the IWC, which is the micro caps, doing very, very nice. A different chart altogether. It looks more like the S&P. Look, monthly chart. Look at that spectacular move. This is the micro caps. The IWB is the Russell 1000. And the Russell 1000, where did I put it, has also made that peak C. There's no other way I can count that. That's peak C. It should go to a D. And all of this is suggesting that it should do that next week. If it's going to, it doesn't have to go much. Look, the high, all-time high was right there on the 29th of October at 377.77. You just have to go to 377.78 to make your leg D. And then you can turn down. You can turn down very sharply. But it's made that D. Now, it could also make a peak C1 and a C2 by going just under it and then turning down. I'm not dismissing that. That's the same thing with the S&P. The S&P could go to 69.18, I think, under 69.16. I don't know if I could call that a peak C1, C2, but it could have a bounce and then fail. So I'm looking at this, and it's the bad news that was the issue, and I don't see the bad news yet. Okay, a couple of questions came in. Let me just see where they are. Right here. Oh, I didn't finish. So the question on Robinhood was, where did that go? Robinhood, HOOD, and where would support be? Where would it break down? Oh, very good question. So Robinhood wouldn't break down, but it would be a failure pattern if by Wednesday, what's today? Thursday. If by Wednesday of next week, it doesn't even have to trade there. It just has to tag, just has to touch 130.20 150 or 131, anywhere down in that very low 130 area, and that'll say, arching over after your peak D in the weekly chart, that could become a dreaded H. If it has a rally, anything, and it can go above the high of 4 sessions ago, which was 149.20 on the 27th. If it can go to 140, I'd prefer if it goes to not 149.21, but 150. This is, you know what, it could make a double top at the highs. I don't know how much higher it's going to go in this particular phase. I think there are a lot of pressures. Then a question came in about symbolic. So we've had this a long time, well, not that long. We've had it since the beginning of September at 48. It went to 79.58, and it looked like it was just kind of stalling. And then all of a sudden it has a round number open yesterday, and it powers higher, and it goes all the way to unbelievable 78.65. And today it's only down 74 cents. Fabulous action, end-to-end AI, robotic warehouse automation systems. I'll be back, guys, at 290.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern. For free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
So I had a question in the den. Could I do something with the SOXS? It's at $3.25. Now it's at $3.33, right on the 200-period exponential moving average in the 5-minute chart. If it gets to 342 at any point, then 348 is the 200 period exponential moving average in the 10-minute chart. This is the 3 times short the SMHs. So I'm looking at this, and I just checked. It is unlikely the direction daily semiconductor bear 3 times shares SOXS will have a reverse split soon, as its sponsor direction just executed one in April of 2024. Let me just show you something real quickly. These things are amazing. Look, SOXS. We've had them periodically, but they've been a little bit. We've made a little bit, we've lost a little bit, and now I'm just leaving it. It's at $3.33. Yesterday went down to $3.13. Tiny little doji candles. This is something. Remember, we were joking about that stock a little while ago that went to 17,000. Well, this thing was once at. I can't even go back. It was once at 15 million. 15 million back on the March of 2013. No. What am I saying? It was 19. Yeah. I don't know what it was. Anyway, it was up there. But these things are crazy. So all I'm saying is that, I'm watching this very closely. I want you to see if it's going to split, because this is going to be perfect if we ever get a sell signal in the SMHs. If they can go to 372.79, I don't know if I'll do it, but I'm saying I might even look at the SOXS. But yeah, treat it as a trading position if you do anything. I just want to mention that our Alcoa, we got stopped out of. We made some money, but really I'm so disappointed. It's down today, down almost $2. The CVS, which we bought because I thought healthcare, they're the ones that are actually making money. We could have made quite a bit when it bounced to 85. We didn't. Instead, we got taken out for about $1 something loss. It's disappointing that those two didn't make it, because that's the real economy. All right, I'll be back tomorrow. Have a great day. Check out my Opening Call Daily newsletter, and stay tuned for Steve Rhodes and all the great programming here at TFNN.